Elon Musk is going to war with Apple. But it was Apple that started the fight because Elon might allow, wait for it, free speech! Oh no, not free speech. We can't have that. Elon must be stopped at all costs. Elon Musk had threatened free speech on Twitter by literally allowing people to speak freely. This is a battle for the future of civilization. If free speech is lost even in America, tyranny is all that lies ahead. Yeah, precisely as I predicted, it's happening. Elon revealed that Apple is threatening to kick Twitter off the App Store entirely. Who gave Apple the right to act as the Praetorian Guards for the internet? Who decided they were allowed to charge a de facto 30% tax on the internet? Who voted for Apple to establish a monopoly on permissible content? This 2020 Fortnite clip has never been more relevant.
Today, we celebrate the anniversary of the platform unification directives. For years, they have given us their songs, their labor, their dreams. In exchange, we have taken our tribute, our profits, our control. This power is ours and ours alone. We shall prevail.
Isn't it interesting how Apple threatened to do all this literally the day before there was going to be a massive ban amnesty, which would have restored countless accounts that were unfairly banned in the first place? Just a coincidence, I'm sure. Proving once again how all this is orchestrated from above and represents state-sponsored suppression of the First Amendment. Regime journalists are lobbying the Biden administration to crack down on Twitter, and the White House is all too happy to help.
Ensuring that Twitter does not become a vector for misinformation. I mean, are you concerned about Elon Musk says there's more and more subscribers coming online. Are you concerned about that? And what tools do you have? Who is it at the White House that is really keeping track of this?
So look, this is something that we're certainly keeping an eye on.
Who does Apple give political donations to? 97.5% Democratic Party candidates. Well, imagine my shock. The media, the government, big tech are all working in unison once again to rig the game. They're a private company. They can do whatever they want. Company does what it wants. They must be destroyed! Let's not forget the outrage of lockdown and vaccine mandates was only made possible via stringent social media censorship. Now the regime is losing that weapon. They're terrified that such abuses of power will be harder to impose in the future. This isn't about hate speech, misinformation, bullying, or any other of the vacuous moral panics they contrive. It's about losing the power to impose and justify human rights violations, which is what lockdown was. Losing the power to terrify the public into compliance and submission. Breaking: Twitter has stopped enforcing its COVID-19 misinformation policy as of November 23rd. Oh no, how are we going to silence people who checks notes were proven right about virtually everything? Odyssey just revealed that Apple forced them to delete the ability to search for certain terms on their own website related to COVID to stay on the App Store. That's how drunk with power they've become. To remain on the App Store, they were even told by Apple to censor images of Pepe the Frog. Let's pause there for a word from the sponsor of today's video. This video is sponsored by Kamikoto Japanese Steel Knives. Look at that beauty. Used by Michelin star chefs around the world, the knives are made with super high quality Japanese steel, using traditional techniques that date back over 800 years. This is the crappy knife I was using before, and this is the Kamikoto Japanese steel knife. Look at that, like a hot knife through butter. Faced with the Kamikoto, that carrot didn't stand a chance. That single bevel edge means Kamikoto knives can achieve an unbelievably sharp edge you just can't get with other knives. Kamikoto is truly the edgelord of the knife world. Wouldn't want to mess with that, would you? Each knife is individually inspected and comes with a lifetime guarantee. The knives come in this lavish heavy-duty ash wood box, so they make a great gift too. Each Kamikoto knife goes through a rigorous 19-step process, and you can tell just by looking at them that they're top quality. Go to kamikoto.com/Watson50 and save up to 85% with free shipping as part of the early Black Friday sale. And get this, if you use discount code Watson50, they'll give you an extra $50 discount on any purchase. That's massive. The best way you can support me is by supporting my sponsor. Now back to the video. Should we even be surprised that Apple is now conspiring to crush dissent in the West? West. They've been doing it in other parts of the world for years, so not really. Only today we learned that Apple has restricted the airdrop feature in China, right as there's a mass uprising against the Communist Party's brutalist lockdowns. A policy that caused up to 40 people to burn to death because they were prevented from leaving the building. Protesters trying to raise awareness about this and communicate with other activists are being prevented from doing so directly as a result of Apple restricting the airdrop feature, no doubt at the behest of the CCP. This after Apple took orders from the commies to remove an app that was being used to organise protests in Hong Kong. There's videos out of China of police checking people's phones for naughty apps.
根据疫情防控策略，乘坐回路交通必须全程规范。
But why do they even need to bother? Apple's already done it for them. Apple's got the nerve to grandstand of this moral arbiter of social good. Yet whenever the Chi-Coms say jump, they say how high. Whenever there's a protest movement to be crushed, Apple gets on its knees and starts bootlicking. Gotta keep those wage slaves building iPhones in dingy factories surrounded by suicide nets. No, you don't get to be the moral arbiter of anything. Apple's pulled most of its Twitter advertising. Advertise with an American company, send billions of dollars to China. They even deplatformed a fun app offering Tinder-style dating for the unvaccinated because legacy media outlets complained about it. They throw their support behind regime shock troops like BLM. They ban apps that try to prevent people from becoming addicted to smartphones. They rely on forced labour in China. So yeah, save me the sanctimonious lectures about your good intentions because you don't have any. Think about the frightening level of control we're handing over to Apple. Apple Pay. We're moving towards a cashless society. What about when every transaction is performed by Apple Pay?
I went from being a multi-billionaire to not being able to use my Apple Pay.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're not allowed to buy dinner tonight because you liked a Facebook post that criticised drag queen story time. 1 week ban on purchases. They blocked people's payments in Moscow for the crime of being Russian. And they're threatening to ban Twitter now, after Elon Musk banned all the accounts that were exploiting it for pushing child abuse. Yeah, nonces weaponising Twitter to facilitate their crimes. Apple didn't have a problem with that. Oh, free speech though. Oh, now we have to really take strong action. They're going to ban Balenciaga from the App Store. Not a chance. Facebook Messenger is the biggest facilitator of CP in the world. Facebook Live was the platform on which the New Zealand terrorist live-streamed his mosque massacre. Facebook was the primary platform on which the storming of the Capitol was organised. App Store going to ban Facebook? Not a chance. They don't care about any of that. Free speech though. Oh boy, now we gotta clamp down. So long as Facebook can nuke your account for pointing out how many genders there are, that's what's really important. Apple is just another gatekeeper for regime messaging. And the App Store is just another purity filter to ensure that any outfit that challenges regime messaging gets shut down. Think different, and you will be deleted. The sooner Apple is stripped of its power monopoly, the better. And if Elon has to go to war to ensure that happens, then so be it.